Hey, I'm Stevie Dogs from Sieve.ai, and I'm here to explain what are multi-founders. Hey, quick question to hook you in. What if your next startup didn't come from a single founder, but from a deliberate, coordinated team of multi-founders with complementary skills? If that sounds interesting, stick around because today we're diving into what multi-founders are, why they matter, and how you can use this approach to increase your odds of success. And while you watch, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss future videos about building better startups. Let's start with the basics. Multi-founders are two or more people who intentionally come together to co-found a startup, each bringing a distinct role, strength, or perspective. This isn't accidental co-founding after a late-night brainstorm. It's a strategic decision to assemble a small leadership team where responsibilities, equity, and vision are shared from day one. Think of it as designing a founding unit that covers product, growth, operations, and technical leadership without leaving critical gaps. Why does this matter? First, startups are inherently multidimensional problems. You need product direction, technical execution, sales or growth, and the ability to run a business. When one person tries to do everything, trade-offs happen and momentum can stall. Multi-founders let you distribute those responsibilities to people who are good at them. That doesn't just speed things up, it also improves decision quality, makes hiring easier, and creates a culture of accountability. Another big advantage is resilience. Startups face uncertainty, and having multiple founders smooths the load. When one founder hits a rough patch, the others can keep things moving. Different perspectives reduce blind spots and increase the chance you'll spot a better product market fit sooner. Investors often view balanced founder teams as less risky, especially when complementary skills are clear. So what does a good multi-founder setup look like? It usually starts with complementary skill sets, a technical lead who understands architecture and product delivery, a product or design lead who understands users and experience, and a business or growth lead who knows go-to-market and partnerships. You might not need 3 founders, but these functional areas should be covered one way or another. Roles should be clear and expectations about decision-making should be agreed on early. You can formalize that with a founders agreement covering equity splits, responsibilities, vesting, and conflict resolution. Equity conversations are tricky but essential. A fair split recognizes both past contributions and future responsibilities. One common mistake is to split equity evenly by default because it feels fair. But that can create future friction if responsibilities aren't balanced. A better approach is to combine a baseline fair split with vesting and role-based adjustments tied to milestones. That protects everyone and aligns long-term incentives. Another practical element is decision-making. You need a process so you're not stuck in endless debates. Some teams use a RACI framework, who's responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for major areas. Others assign final decision rights based on domain expertise. The key is to avoid ambiguity and surface disagreements early, not after months of wasted effort. Let's talk about recruitment and hiring. Founders set the tone for early hires, and multi-founders give you more bandwidth to evaluate cultural fit and technical ability. When you interview engineers, marketers, or salespeople, your technical founder can dig into the code while the growth founder evaluates GTM fit. This two-pronged assessment reduces hiring mistakes and speeds vetting. Culture is another dimension where multiple founders help. Culture is shaped by the people who lead it. If you have founders who model complementary behaviors, curiosity, accountability, customer obsession, that becomes the company culture, but it only works if founders are aligned on values and able to model them consistently. Regular alignment meetings and transparent norms help avoid mixed signals. Now, what about the potential downsides? More founders means more opinions, and if you haven't nailed down governance, things can get messy. Personality clashes, unclear authority, or inconsistent work ethic are risks. The antidote is clear structure, roles, communication norms, conflict resolution mechanisms, and legal agreements that specify what happens if someone leaves. You'll also want to protect yourself from founder deadlock by defining tiebreakers or bringing in advisors or a board. Examples help make this real. Many successful startups began with multi-founder teams. A technical co-founder building product, a CEO focusing on strategy and fundraising, and a growth lead scaling acquisition. In other cases, 2 founders split product and engineering and brought in an early CEO later. The point is flexibility. Multi-founder teams come in many shapes, but the common thread is intentionality and clear role coverage. So how do you find the right co-founders? Start with your network, former colleagues, classmates, or people you collaborated with on projects. Look for complementary skills, shared values, and a track record of execution. Don't rush. Spend time building trust through small projects or trials before committing to equity. Create shared artifacts like a product spec, a roadmap, and a simple business model to see how well you collaborate. If you're the kind of founder who wants tools to make this easier, that's where Sift comes in. Sift.ai helps you map roles, align expectations, and surface skill overlaps and gaps in potential founding teams. It gives structured workflows for founders to negotiate equity, define responsibilities, and create a lightweight governance framework. That means less time arguing about splits and more time building. Operationally, use these practical steps. Document roles clearly, write a founders agreement, set up a vesting schedule, agree on a decision-making framework, and schedule regular alignment check-ins. Use tools to track goals and responsibilities so nothing falls through the cracks. And remember to re-evaluate as you grow. Roles that made sense at day one might need to shift as you scale. Before we wrap up, a quick checklist to take away. Make sure your founding team covers product, engineering, and go-to-market. Agree on equity and vesting. Set up clear decision rights. Align on values and culture. And test the relationship before you commit. These steps reduce risk and improve your ability to move fast. If this video helped, hit that like button and subscribe for more practical startup advice. If you're building a team or thinking about co-founders, let me know in the comments what your biggest concern is: equity splits, finding talent, or decision-making. I read every comment and I'll respond. Alright, final word. Multi-founder teams aren't a magic bullet, but when done intentionally, they dramatically improve your startup's odds. If you want a practical way to design, evaluate, and operationalize a multi-founder structure, try Sift.ai. It guides you through role mapping, equity conversations, and governance so you can focus on building. Go try Sift.ai and see how it can help you and your co-founders move faster and smarter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.